Hello, everybody. We're just getting started. One moment. In 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hi, everybody. This is Spirit Medium Laura. Thank you so much for joining me for the radio show and the Facebook Live event, Messages with Medium Laura. That's me. Anyway, we will be doing messages in a moment or two. But first, I just want to do a little bit of housekeeping and also have a little focus subject for this evening. So the housekeeping is that if you would like to jump to the top of the queue, there is a donation process that is at spiritmediumtv.com. Go there. If you make a donation now, not later, the only time I'll accept them is right now, you will be able to jump to the top of the queue. That donation goes to help animals. It's a way of giving people priority in the queue. I'm already very filled with people, and that's fine. I'm not looking for donations. I'm just giving people an opportunity in case they have an urgent matter that they have to have addressed. Secondly, if you'd like a private session with me, you can do the free for me, which is also described at spiritmediumtv.com. You get a third more time than that for which you pay if you put radio show in the event code field when you're making your payment at booklaura.com. And last but not least, you can join our mailing list there, spiritmediumtv.com. And I'm about to go into my focus subject, which is going to be highlighted in the next week's mailing. And the following week, you will be able to obtain, only by joining my mailing list, a $49 package, which is worth $2,500 in value. It is Human Growth and Development Tools, and I'm going to go over what that is. My course is included in that, and my course is worth a lot more. It's sold regularly for a lot more than $49. So keep that in mind. That's just one aspect. So basically, you're getting $2,500 worth of personal development tools for only $49. These tools would address things like mindfulness, abundance, oneness, healing, personal growth resources. My course, Soul Abundance, is sold at a price higher than $49 alone. But if you do this Zen Lifestyle Super Pack, that's the name of it, you will get a myriad of resources that are, hold on a second, I just got to figure out what I'm doing here. Trying to get down the page. There it is. So just to give you a little idea of what's going to be in it, again, I already mentioned $2,500 worth of material for $49, and each of the items that is in the Super Pack, these are virtual or digital products you can download over the internet. Some of the things that you would get here is, here's mine. They actually describe mine. Unleash the power of your soul to actualize your highest dreams. That's a 4-week course with an ebook that I have written and is in this. Yes, there's a refund if you do not like what you bought, but I think you'll like it. $49, I like it. So join my mailing list at spiritmediumtv.com to get that offer. And I'll just give you a couple of other things that are in there. Remove blocks and beliefs that are keeping you from stepping fully into your intuitive capabilities. If you're an intuitive and trying to develop, you might enjoy that. Unleash, I already said that one. Contact your inner knowing and recognize the unique ways your intuition speaks to you. So it's using your intuition for yourself. Use Akashic healing to cleanse or clear anger, grief, rejection to produce abundance. That's another one. Here's a good one. Discover the Zen of losing weight and gain a fresh new perspective on your weight loss journey. So those are just a couple of highlights. I'm not going to take a lot of time more to discuss that, but there's a lot of stuff in there. And when you're on the mailing list, you'll have a link you can click through and look it all over, see if it's something. It's a no risk. It's a no brainer because if you didn't like it, you can return, but I don't think you'd want to. It's only $49 for $2,500 worth of personal development tools. So that's going to be my highlight for this evening, or my focus subject for this evening. What I'm going to do now is prayer, a little meditation, prayer energy connection, and I'm going to go right to the phones. Let me just take a quick look over here back on Facebook. Hi, everybody from Facebook. If you would like to jump to the top of the queue, it's the only time you can do it because later on I'm going to get very involved with readings. I already have a full queue of people. So if you call, if you notice this later rather than earlier, that's okay. I do this most Monday nights. So, or it's evening here where I am. I'm on the New York time zone, but I'm in Florida, United States. Okay, so let's do a little prayer. Energy connection. Good. So everybody listening, please sit back in your respective location, your respective chair, or wherever you are. Uncross your arms and legs and start to breathe from your abdomen, breathing in deeply from your abdomen. And on the exhale, letting go of any and all problems, issues, stress. This is your time now to feel healed, abundant, and connected. Breathing in deeply from your abdomen again when you're ready. And now I would like you to focus in on your issues today for spirit. Focusing on them mentally, what you need today from spirit. If you have an issue in your life, focus on that. If you are desiring an other side connection, call in your loved ones from the other side. Keeping in mind that the spirit that is most likely or strongest to connect is the one that will be coming. So while you do that, I'm going to go off and silently do the prayer. I'll be back in a moment. And now, on your next exhale of breath, please release into your space your energy, and I will connect us. One moment, please. Okay, I'm going to the first caller who called in earlier. Hi, Tim. Tim? Tim? Hello. Yes, I just, okay, darling. Are you in a quiet location? There's a lot of noise there in the background. Okay, great. Because I need you to focus. You're actually the antenna for the reading, believe it or not. So go ahead and give me your question, my friend. Okay. Let's see something here. Is Tim, I'm asking spirit, is Tim right now? Yeah, you currently have a position that you actually told me you like very much. Is this correct? Because that would be rather confusing to me. They're saying you have a position and that you are doing well in it. They're saying you like it. I wonder why. Maybe it's in the field you want to be in, but it's not to your liking. Let me just see what's going to happen. So you do have a position. You're saying you don't like it very much. I get the word stressful around that. But could you please verify for me? Because they also said you do like the kind of work that's there. It's just perhaps there's aspects of it you don't like. I need to clarify that. Okay. So is it in the field you want to be in, honey? Is it in the field you want to be in? That's what I'm asking you. Okay. All right. Don't say anything else. That's good. Okay. So it is stressful. They, so it's going to be able to get a different job. Of course, you're going to get a different job if you want. You just need to do the research. Let me just see if this is the right line of work for you, or maybe there's an adjustment that can be making it better. And we'll see. We'll look on the horizon for you, Tim. I'm getting kind of mixed messages for you. You see what I'm saying? I heard that you like this work, and you told me you hate it. So I'm a little confused. I'm trying to clarify that before I move any further. Hmm. Okay. You know, now as you're talking, I'm getting a feeling of the the underlying business or industry or business or whatever you want to call it that you're doing seems to have should be something where you feel you're making a difference and that you're helping people. Would you understand that, please? Even though you're not getting to do that, that's what it feels like you should, like a social service in some way. It may not literal be social work, but it feels like it's supposed to be something that's good for the public, and you're not able to really get to the good part of it. You're just sort of rushing around like, like a hamster in a cage, if you will, on a treadmill. Okay, so you do understand. Okay, you're very good at what you do, by the way. You're just not getting to do what you're supposed to do in the position. That's the problem. Okay, now would you agree with that? That's what they're telling me. All right, so now we can come to conclusion. I need to clarify that. Okay, so you really are a person that wants to help. Your person really wants to make a difference. Your person really wants to be in the face of others and working more one-on-one with them rather than in the back office or behind the scenes. You really need to make a change in the way you're approaching your work for this to happen. It cannot happen if you don't take action. This cannot happen if you don't take action. In other words, a change. So now I'm going to tell you a change is possible, but you do need to take action. I'm going to help you with that. So you need to look elsewhere for a job. The organization you're in will never move you around. You know this already, I assume, from what you said, but they're saying it again, just confirming it for you. Never be able to get ahead in that particular organization. They are not managed very well at all. You're a highly intelligent and intuitive individual. You have a lot of stamina, a lot of class, a lot of things going for you, but you need to ask for more than what you're asking for from life to get more. And so shame on you for sitting in that position as long as you have, not to beat a horse to death. Well, you will find new work soon if you do look around the area that you're in, literally, geographically, and also symbolically. You need to look in the industry around where you are. Let me see what I'm going to drill down on that. What do you mean spirit bite around where he is? It's in the same location of where you work right now. There's another place located close by that would hire you very quickly, and you would have no trouble getting employment there. It would be better for you, your situation, and what you're desiring, which is to get ahead there. It's not like going to be, you're not going to have a meteoric rise to the top, but at least there'll be some promotions and movement going on there. So they're saying it's close by to where you are working now. It's not that it's in your vicinity. I think you might have thought about that before. They're saying it this way so that hopefully you recognize that when I say it. Would that make sense to you, honey? Have you thought about a place that you know is close by geographically? Okay. Well, they're saying that you just need to do it. You need to go out and, go for the next job. And you'll get something. You're very skilled. You have a lot going for you. Uh, there's no reason other than you haven't really looked beyond, or you've been so absorbed and maybe feel downtrodden and beaten down by, the rat race and the way they've treated you. And I get a sense of maybe feeling like, how do I say this? Like if you stuck around long enough, things would change. But the answer is no, and that you do need to look, and that you will be picked up very quickly by another organization where I see there is some movement. They're telling me it's close by to where you work now, and also where you live is not far away. And if I had to make a geographic map, because they're showing it to me that way, it's a little northeast of the location that you're working in now, the building you're working in now. And it looks like this is a place where there are a lot of taller buildings, or more of an urban setting, if you will. So that's the only clue I give you right now. Okay? All right, you're welcome, honey. Bye-bye. Okay, moving on to Gigi, who has a life question. I'm going to try to move on to Gigi. There she is. Hey, Gigi, what's going on? Gigi? Okay, if you don't answer when I open the line, I'm going to have to put you back in the queue. All right, guys? Sorry. Can't sit around and wait. I have a lot of people waiting. I'm going to go to Silsan. Oh, wait a minute. I have to go to the next person, Silsan. It just happens to sit in the queue there, but she's not the next person. Danielle is the next person. By the way, when I look at the keyboard, I don't see the order in which you called in necessarily. It's weird the way all this works. But that's why when I pre-screen the calls and I put down next to your name the number or the order in which you called in. Hey, Danielle, how are you? Danielle? Another one disappeared. I hope this is not a trend. All right, I'm going to go to Trudy, who really wanted me to talk to her before, since I can't get anybody. Trudy, did you put a spell on everyone that I can't talk to them so I can get to you? Okay, can't hear Trudy either. Oh, I know what the problem is. Okay, I know what the problem is. I know what the problem is. It's my fault. It is my fault, everyone, as it always should be. Gigi, are you there? It's my fault. Go ahead, honey, ask your question.
Okay. No problem.
Okay. So you're trying to find out what's the right work for you, and then we'll figure out how to get it. Very intellectual, very intelligent person you are. Very smart by anybody's standards. Book learning is your thing. You have accomplished something in the area of education from a credential perspective. You really want to get ahead in the field that you did train for earlier in your life. You let that go for some reason for a period of time, and you're wanting to re-enter the field. So what they just said is that your original thinking on what you studied in school is more in alignment with who you really are. Would that make sense to you, please? Okay, well then, however you got an education about something, if it wasn't in school, but something earlier in your life that they're telling me that you learned a lot about this particular subject. And this is, you should be putting your effort now. And you're a person, you're using the word, who likes to grow things. I don't know if that means you're a nurturer, if it literally means you like to grow things. You're highly nurture, okay, you're nurturer. And you're highly skilled. And to keep going into academics are very much helpful to you in this industry if you do want to get ahead in it. So therefore so if you don't have the academics, you'll need to get them, I'm assuming. Let me just drill down a little bit on this. Can she get started the way she is now, Spirit, or would she need academic uh, credentials with it, please? Yes or no? Yes, you would need more credentials than what you have right now. So a period of time of sort of packaging yourself with some form of credentials would help to get the ball rolling and get it moving for you. And then you could get ahead in the career that you would like, the one you truly know that you want to do, without much hardship after that. So it's recommended then to do that. Get a little bit of a credential there, or a big credential, whatever the case may be, so you could get started in that field that you know you really love. You have any questions? Make sense?
It does and it doesn't. That's not something I feel like it's fair to do. It's just particular moments in time in my life. Very coffee.
Okay, okay, so let's go down a little bit in detail. What is it the thing that you were wanting to do before that you learned about but didn't go to school for? Astrology, okay. And do you have any credentials in astrology? Okay. So what they just said was package it. Get some kind of a credential related to astrology. It will help you to get ahead in the field. It doesn't have to be a long educational formal thing, but it's a credential that will allow you to position yourself quickly to people. Okay, and it will lend more credibility to help you get started. But they're recommending you do that, them being the guides. And then go ahead very quickly, not to worry. Of course, you've been doing it many years for yourself or whatever, but yeah, you'll do it. You'll do just that. Yeah. So what you've been thinking about is very good for you. It's just they're recommending get a little credential and then move forward with marketing. Okay, you'll do fine. Not to worry. Thank you, love. Okay, bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, now I'm going to go to number 4. If I can find her. There she is, Danielle, who was wanting an other side connection. Hey, Danielle. Hi, sweetheart. You want another side connection, correct, love? Okay. First person I'm feeling around you feels like a loving, nurturing presence. Usually that would go with a mother, or I've had it come out to be other genders, if you will. But I'm getting a sense of a female to you, or at least it has the feeling of nurturing, loving energy. I do see actually that the hair is, she has a strong nose. Her hair's a little bit curly and wavy around her face, layered a bit. It's on the shorter side. The hair, she's carrying a little bit of extra weight. She's kind of a stocky build, if you will, or just a little bit chunkier, if you will. And it looks to me like she would have been from an older generation to you. Would you know anybody that fits that description, please, Danielle? Yeah, could be. But does she fit that, any of them? All I need you to tell me right now, this is a game we play now, okay? I need you to just limit answers to yes, no, maybe, or something like that, which you did a great job. But if there's either grandmother would look like that, that's my question to you. Would either of them fit that description? Okay. So then now what you've just told me without realizing it is you're not really wanting to talk to grandmother. And so usually spirit will bring in the soul most capable of talking to us, has the ability. Maybe they're opening the door for someone else. Okay, so you just prompted me without realizing it. And as I say those words, no, that's fine, love. I'm just letting you know what's going on behind the scenes today. So as I'm saying this, a male steps forward that is either, maybe it's younger than your grandmother, Okay, so I believe I might have had your father's mother here a moment ago. Is your father in spirit love? I'm trying to compress our time together. Okay, that's why I got his mother just a moment ago. And she's opening the door for your father to come in. Okay, see how this works? Make a little sense to you so far? So now what I'm going to do is if I can move it quickly with your father. So the first thing I want to get is around surrounding your father is a sense of him being a smoker, or at least at one point in his life would have smoked. Would you understand that for father, please? Okay. Would you understand he's tall and slender for the most part, most of his life, please? Okay, he loves you very, very much. He shows me in his chest area where the heart would be, there's something going on medically. Would you understand father had heart issue, please? Well, just to try to limit right now, I see in the chest where just a little left there, there's a heart problem. That's what they're showing me. And you understand that? Somewhat? Okay, honey, that's fine. You can tell me later, okay? I like them, the ones in spirit, to kind of reveal everything for us, okay? And so, okay, there's something else going on with this. What do you want to say, Dad? A lot of misery at the end of his life. The passing was not easy. There's also something else going on with. There's a lot of mystery surrounding the passing, and also there's some kind of drug-related incident going on with that. Would you understand that, please? Yeah. There's an overdose of something given to him, too much of something. If you didn't know that, that's what he's saying. You do know, okay. And they tried to calm him down at the time. They tried to help him get his equilibrium back and balance everything out chemically in the system. However, he had an overreaction to a drug that they gave him, and he could not regain his equilibrium. And then he passed suddenly, and he says of a heart attack. Would that make sense to you, please? Okay. Well, he's saying this very clearly to me. So now I'm going to let you talk a little bit, and we'll see if we can connect the dots. What were you going to say? Oh. Oh, okay. So see how so let's, yeah. So he says there's an overdose of a drug. Did you hear him say that before? This is being recorded, so you'll hear it. Remember I said that? But it came in skewed. So there's aspects of it that are correct from what I heard from him. Okay. Now that you clarified it, so there's aspects of it because when just to let you know, the way he showed me his heart, it was like all kind of lit up and pulsating and everything. Not the normal way I would normally see a heart attack or anything. So I guess what he's doing is evading some of the reveal. Okay, which means that right, he'd probably be sort of in a place where he's not wanting to say everything clearly through the medium yet. And that's okay. All right, that's okay. So I'm going to pull in whatever personal message he can bring to you, my dear, and then we'll see where we go from there. I think that would be brown. A couple other things. I do see he has brown hair most of his life. That's his original color. It's not real dark. It's more of a medium brown, and it looks like it's on the straighter side. Would you know that for father, please? Well, brown hair is dark, isn't it? Where he's showing it to me is towards the funny thing, showing it to me back here where it's cut very short. So I can only give you what I'm getting. I see brown hair. Maybe it's because of the way it's cut. But I'm going to just, you have to understand, I'm working from another dimension. So brown hair is close enough to me. Okay? So that's either brown or redhead or white. It has to be a little bit more general than that. Okay, so you understand sort of the hair, except you're saying it was dark, very dark brown. I see it as brown. And it was just something that he showed me, not a big deal. I'm trying to go to a personal message. Um, okay, there's something going on, he's saying, with you. It's coming in as a question to ask you. Are you upset about something in home right now, that people are not listening to you? Or are you trying to be very patient with others around you in the home? Does that make sense to you, Danielle? Okay. I'm going to well, I'll generalize. Usually when they say in the home, it means your life, okay? Not literally in the home. In your life, people are not, okay, does that make sense to you then if we generalize home? That's a red, sweetheart. Because I hear him very clearly. Now, some of the words are skewed a little differently, but there you go. Okay, so there's a problem with you and people around you in your home environment. We'll use the word home environment. They're not listening to you properly, not telling you what to do correctly, and you're very confused. You feel lost, alone, and afraid. He says, I'm trying to help you heal yourself as best I can, or solve this as best I can from where I am. Please don't listen to anyone but yourself. His advice to you then, Danielle, is to not listen to anyone but yourself. He says your thinking is correct on this subject. And he also says, do not give any, he uses the word money, but again, I'm going to make it a little more general. It could mean an item of value to anyone else, or somebody who's asking for it, or it seems like someone is asking you for money or an item of value. Don't do that anymore. You don't need to give away the farm to keep your life the way you want it. So he's saying to hold back on something. Okay, would that make sense to you, honey? Something of value. Remember, I made it a little more general. Is somebody going to do something or give them something that you don't want to give them, or it's like draining you? That's what he's saying. All right, I'm going to let you go because for some reason or other, our connection is not good. Okay? Thank you, Danielle. Bye bye, honey. Okay, I'm going to go on to the next person who's waiting for another side connection. That would be Trudy. Trudy, how are you? Hi. Hi. I'm good, sweetie. What? So I didn't have a chance to tell you before everybody. Can I tell them what you told me before, Trudy? Can I tell them about your? Okay, Trudy has lung cancer and was able to have. I think you went to Sloan Kettering in New York. Is that where you went? Okay, was able to have an operation and have it all taken out. It was through luck, actually, that it was found because it wasn't found at first and then it was found. I didn't really understand the whole thing with the doctor, but I think that's the gist of it. Is that correct, honey? Okay, that's good. Okay, all right. Well, I'm glad that you do. I also want to tell you that my mother and her sister, my aunt, both had lung cancer. My aunt went to Sloan Kettering in New York, and she had an operation, had it all removed, and lived on for a significant number of years after that. So I just want to relate that to you. Okay, so we're yeah, so it's a great hospital. Everybody listening, if you ever have an issue with lung cancer, at least Sloan Kettering in New York is like the place. Okay, that's right. Okay, so let's go on now for you. You want me to do mediumship, and I think you want me to bring in your son. Everybody listening, I don't do requests on who you want. Okay, but I know I've brought her. No, I'm not telling you this, Trudy. I'm just telling everybody else. Don't get the idea that I will do that for everyone. I just have brought in her son before. So I'm going to look to see if I'm going to scour the universe and see if we can pull in your beautiful son, who's pretty happy about all this. Okay. Has anybody, okay, he's showing me, the first thing I see, I don't know who's showing me this, is somebody is having, you're telling me a few things. The first thing I want to say is I see a male before me wearing a yarmulke. Okay. Is there anything to do with a religious tradition going on right now in your family or spirit realm? All right. I don't know why I would see that, but I just acknowledge everything I get. Okay, so I'm going to ask this gentleman to step aside. And there's also something else I keep hearing about a birthday for someone in the family. Yeah, I was going to say, I think you've had one recently. Okay, so let me, oh, okay. All right. I hear the word Mazel Tov, and I'm trying to get your son. The male before me, who looks very religious in a Judaic tradition, is somebody that's on your father's, knows your father, and he's come in. I'm going to ask him again to please step aside. Okay, now I do see, I think it is your son. Okay, I think I've told you this before, but would you, I know your son passed away in his 40s, correct? You already told me this. 43. And he has dark hair, correct? Okay. He's got a little wave to it, the hair. Would you understand that, please? Kind of wavy. Of course, he kept it short most of the time. He really couldn't see the wave for the most part, except a little bit of it. He says, I love you so much, Mom. He says, we're all looking out for you here in spirit. Grandma's here with me too, and other members of the family. He says, you need to keep your hands clear of something, some deal that you're getting involved with right now. If people are asking you to do something that you really don't want to do, and you keep trying to help people, but you really shouldn't be doing that. Do you know anything about that, Trudy? All right, well, let me just go back to him. Okay, maybe I take it a different way than you're trying to do. Okay, just you'll listen to this later. Maybe he's trying to tell you not to try to be so nice to your daughter because it's taking something from you. You're giving, but nothing is happening. So I think that's what he's doing. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to right. Okay, I want to refine the connection a little bit with him so that I can get a little clearer. Hold on. I want to find some other things. Would you know about a 3-year-old boy having a birthday on Earth? Does he have a son? Okay. Um, 2 boys. Okay, because there's something about his son when he was 3 having a birthday. That's one thing. I don't know why he's showing me that. Maybe he's just trying to show me his sons because I never brought that in as evidence before. I'm not trying to tell you their age is older. I'm just saying he shows me his son, or he showed me a younger boy, his son, having a birthday at 3 years old. All right, well, that's one thing. Let me see what else I can get from him. He says, not like to wear a beard at all. He was clean shaven most of the time. You know that, right? Okay. Uh, see what else I can pull in here. I don't feel I have the strongest connection right now with him, love, because usually because once I get the connection better, then I can give you more personal message. I had said this to you a few times, but he's saying it again, so I'll say it to you again. Would you understand that his stomach was upset a lot around the time of his passing? Okay, he was throwing up a lot. And sometimes he could not control himself. It would happen at inopportune moments. It was a very, all right. Well, that's a very unique thing, is specific, especially the throwing up when he couldn't control himself. It was coming up when he didn't really want to. It was all over the house at times. It would happen suddenly, and he didn't really, yeah, he didn't know what the heck was going on with that. He says, you took care of me as best you could. He says, I thank you for that, for always and always and always, Mom. He says, I know how much you love me. He says, I'm always there for you, of course. He says, don't ever think about it. You can ask me for anything. If I can hear you, I will try to help you. Of course, I'm not the only one in charge here. He says, you know, there is a higher power that we're all part of. He says, I know you pray for me every night before you go to bed. He says, I hear your prayers asking for me and asking for healing for me and everyone else you know in the spirit realm. We also pray for you. Keep up the good work, Mom, with taking care of everyone around you. I know you're not asking for much these days, but what you give is golden. I'm not sure what he means by that. You're not asking for much these days, but what you give is golden and well received by those around you. Please ask for me again in your dreams. I will come in. Okay. What about your sister? I'm asking him, your son in spirit. Hold on. Do you know anyone with the name Joshua, honey, or Josh? Trudy? Jonathan. Okay. Is that one of his sons? Oh, okay. So Jake is his son. All right. I think I was just getting a version of his son's name. Not it's not anything significant other than just a J name coming in for, you know, somebody that's relevant. Now I'm going over to the daughter issue, and I'm seeing if your son has an opinion about that. Yes. Okay. Okay. He says, do what you need to do. He says, you keep trying. He says, what else are you going to do? He says, I'm not going to tell you what to do with that. You have to do what you want to do, Mom. I'm not going to make a prediction from him. He's not going to make a prediction about it. He wants you to go through, you know, to explore it and be fresh about it and not have any predisposed ideas about what to do or not to do, Trudy, about that. Okay, honey? Okay, well, he's going to say yes, but I'm going to see if I can pull in a different evidence around that. Do you know? Okay, let me see if I could get something else to reconfirm. Okay, I'm going to be pulling in a fact, Trudy, that would not necessarily be a direct answer to your question, but would be something you can validate as true about him or your son, or in the family or something, you know, it's just a general thing. But you understand a dog in the family has passed recently. Somebody's lost a dog. Do you know anyone who's lost a dog, please? He shows me a dog. Trudy? Oh boy, I think I lost Trudy. This happens from time to time with Trudy. Her phone gives out or something happens. In any event, Trudy, he's showing me a dog to say yes. Okay, do you understand a dog, please? Trudy. Okay, she's gone. She was dropped. I'm sorry, Trudy. Okay, we're going to go to the next caller then. Just let me see something here. Good. Okay, that's good. That's squared away. Hold on a second, everybody. I'm trying to find the next person in line. It would be Amy. Hey, Amy, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. Wait on you.
Oh, thank you. Okay, sweetie. So what are we doing for you this evening? What's
Wow.
well, yeah. So are you asking me if somebody put a spell on you? Oh God. Well, okay, a curse, a hex. No, nobody put a hex on you. You're a very likable person. Everybody loves you, and you really get involved. This is coming from spirit right now. You get involved with other people's problems. You're very helpful. You like to give advice. Everybody listens to you, although sometimes you might think they are not. They are listening to you, and you could be a little bit more positive about who you are. Other than that, I'm not picking up any curses on you. Uh, and people go through bad things sometimes, right? We all have bad things at times. I'm bad, good, whatever. Nothing is good, nothing is bad till we put a label on it, I guess is another way to look at that. With a little bit of time, all this will change, Amy, and you'll be in a different flow of things. They also are saying don't look back so much, only look forward. Only look forward. Create for yourself new things to get involved with, new challenges, and you'll find that whatever was happening in the past will be gone. Be positive about yourself. You're a very creative thinker. You have a lot to offer, and always stick to that. There's no curse on you. Okay, so that's the answer I have for you. It's it's hard it's hard for people to think neutrally about anything. That is what evolution is supposed to be about. When you get to a state of higher consciousness, supposedly, we no longer in a position of this is good, this is bad. We just are. So, yeah, every time we label something, everybody listening, every time you label something negatively, then you create more negativity. So it's always important to see things from it just is perspective. It could be transformation, could be the word change, and then go about finding a way to transform in the direction that you'd like to go in. So that's a very interesting point, Amy. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, I love you on that, but it's not, yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? Transformation happens when we don't push for it. We let go, and then we just focus. We let go of fighting it, and we focus on the things that we're wanting to do, and we work towards doing them. The more you do that, the more your life shifts or transforms in the direction you want. But most people get hung up on, I'm not happy where I am, and they get stuck there. You know what I mean? So just focus in on what you, right? Don't look backwards, only look forwards and focus on what you want. Imagine that life's a box of chocolates. Who was it that said that? I think it was that movie where the guy was, who is his name? Tom Hanks played the guy. Life is like a box of chocolates. So look, think of life like a box of chocolates. What's the next gooey, chocolatey thing you're going to pick out of your beautiful box? Huh? Yeah, Forrest Gump. Okay, so life is like a box of chocolate. And so if we focus on our box of chocolates and what we want in life and stop looking at what we don't want, we will create and we'll move forward towards what we want. Okay, my dear, I'm going to let you go. Thank Thank you, Amy. Bye, honey. She's a sweetheart. Okay, I'm going to Silsan. Hi, Silsan. How are you? Good, honey. You had a question for Spirit today? My, well, I could try. I mean, we have a lot of people waiting. It's better if you have a question. I'm going to go to Spirit and see what is the issue for you if I can. Tonight I'm a little off. I think I've had a lot of anxiety today in my own life. It's made me rather, I don't tune in as easily this evening. Silsan 614. What does she need to know, please? You're a very spiritual person. You have a heart of gold. You're always giving to everyone. You are a creative thinker. You don't ask for much in return. You wish that you could open up your heart more to what you want. You're very confused about something in your life right now. You're really not sure what to ask for or where to focus your talents and your interests. And also, I get where to focus your talents and your efforts so that you would have a return on the effort. So would that make sense so far, please? Okay. Now you are opening up doors now for yourself, which are very creative and good for you. They're opening up parts of you that you didn't even know you had in terms of creative potential. This is the way to go because it feels good. And continue to do that. Continue to follow the creative flow of what you really want. Don't worry about extras right now monetarily. More money will come in time. Right now is the time of forgiveness for your soul for making wrong choices earlier. Now's the time to forgive yourself so that you can move forward to what you really, really, really want and reach your creative potential. So essentially, you're being encouraged to go in the direction that you're thinking you want to go in. And they're showing me, oh, something, it's a symbol. It's a symbol. Hold on. A ladybug. I don't know what a ladybug means spiritually, but I'm going to look it up right now. Let me see. Meaning, oh, symbolism of ladybug. Symbol, ladybug. Do you know what it means off the top of your head? Patience. Okay, they said patience. All will work out pleasantly. You can leave your worries behind. Unfound new happiness is on its way. To trust yourself and live your truth. So that goes along with what I just said. And the ladybug can be a symbol of you and the new life that you want to bring to yourself, and you use it in your meditations. Uh, they also said that you're healing yourself from some wounds of the past where you gave too much to someone else and he never gave back, or that other person never gave back. And again, the advice is you should never look behind, only look forward. Remember what we talked about before. I don't know if you were listening, but life is like a box of chocolates. So focus on the chocolates ahead of you and don't look back. You have any questions about any of that, honey? Well, there's a lot of creativity in it, if that's what you really want to do. It just feels juicy and good. And they use the word creative. Now, why would they use the word creative with nursing? I wonder why. There's a lot of creativity around you. Let me see if nursing is right for you. Because I also feel you have a strong artist instinct, if you will. Would you have to go? I think you'd have to go back to school to do nursing, correct? Oh. Well, I see the creativity and the art working out for you on a limited budget. So if you can do the nursing without it taking up all of your psychic energy, if you will, if you can get a little footprint in that stability area to support yourself while you continue with the art. But the art is the real truth of you, and that's where you should be putting your effort. And then do whatever you need to do to pay the bills along the way. I can look at the nursing field, but I do want to go to other people as well because we've got a lot of people waiting. Let me just see. Should she do nursing or something else? I'm asking Spirit to help her along the way with her creative interests and instincts. Is there some other way to do this for Silva? There's really nothing else you could do at this time other than the nursing. It feels like you already have a footing in that, or you know something about it, or you've invested part of yourself in that. So yeah, you could use it to get ahead with the creativity and the art. Okay, that's what their answer is. You're welcome, honey. Bye bye. Okay, great. Glad I was able to read for her because tonight has not been the best night for me, everybody, in case you noticed. Okay, I'm going to Crystal, who has a life question. Hey, Crystal. Hi. I can. What is your question?
Great. Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Give me his initials, please. Okay. I get the word limited, limited, limited all around the situation. Very limited resources. Let me see if he wants to be helped, first of all. Yeah, he does want your help. He does need your help. You should uh I'm getting a sense of taking him in to your living environment. Is that what you're thinking of doing?
Um,
Okay, and that's a good move for him. It's a good move for, I don't know about you, but it's a good move for him. And because there's limited resources, limited money, I'm assuming, and other resources. It's, and it's limited, it's limiting for you, very limiting for you. Are you asking me if you should put him in a different home or if you should find another place for him to live or if there's something more that he might need? I think you might be wondering about the last question. Is there something more you can do for him or does he need more care than you can give him? Is that what you're looking for, honey? Is that what you want me to?
I'm okay with just like how to get through
It looks like he's got like a either learning, what's it, a cognitive disability like an Alzheimer's or dementia. Is that what you mean? Or they had a stroke?
it.
What is the problem, honey, with him? Okay.
I'm on other things like
Oh, yeah. Well, you're not a therapist. Well, his cognitive skills are destroyed. Doesn't listen, doesn't hear anything. Oh boy. Hold on.
Okay.
Don't mind that noise in the background. You can't really control him the way he is. He has no ability to be controlled. There's no ability to control him. Uh, it's a very serious issue. There's really something maybe beyond your capabilities. Have you thought of putting him into some kind of a rehab or that's run out or I want you to give me a specific question. Oh, yeah, sure. Well, I get it. So what you're basically saying is if you don't take him into your home, then he has nowhere to go and he's not cooperating. He's out of control. Is that what you're saying? All right, so let's try to move forward from there. Okay. Well, oh God, this is not an easy one because if you don't, you know what I would suggest that you contact an intervention counselor or intervention something or other, maybe somebody who's aware of these situations, a professional in the field, and ask their advice. The only thing I can say is you really have to take care of yourself. And unless you know what to do with him, what's available to him as far as resources go, you're going to be stuck in this mode. But I don't think that you should be sacrificing yourself for him. That's my basic answer. But you could work this through with someone who's knowledgeable about the field and understands what resources are available to him to get better. Okay. Now, when you said he has PTSD, that reminds me of somebody who's had a problem, who's been in the service or has been in war zone. Is that what you mean by PTSD? Okay. Well, there's not. I mean, what do you? Of course. Well, I mean, okay. So this is not something that you would ask the psychic. You would go to a professional because what am I going to say to you? If I told you that he needs to be put in some kind of a facility, you would feel guilty. But if you don't do that, you're not going to get your life back because there's no magic wand here. There's no magic wand. And so my recommendation is to go to a social service worker, somebody that knows all the resources available and that you would put him out of your home and into a resource facility. That would be my recommendation to you. And again, I'm not qualified and I'm not getting any other messages for you other than that. You're welcome, honey. God bless. And it's wonderful that you took on that burden and responsibility, but you're just one person. No, you're just one person. Okay, honey? Thank you, love. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm going to go to Jennifer to do the other side connection, and then we'll probably be releasing the show. Jennifer. Hi, sweetheart. So you're wanting another side connection. I wanted to see if I could pull in someone for you. Is that what you're wanting? Just to confirm that? Because that's what I wrote down earlier. Okay. Well, there's a mother figure for you. It's not exactly a mother. They're using the word figure, mother figure. Bit older than you at the time of her passing and transition. She loves you very, very much. I get a feeling of her having a problem with mobility or walking around. I'm going to give you more of a description than that. She's on the other side of the family, the part of the family you do not know very well. And I feel that she's more of like, she might literally be an aunt or a grand aunt. I can't see her yet. I'm trying to get her better. Oh, so many things she's saying. Okay, few things. One is that she's saying that you're seeing a lot of symbolism from the past that's coming into you right now, and you're wondering about her. Is this aunt, or whoever this is, this mother figure, she's sending you signals and signs into your life right now. Would you know anything about that? Does that sound even remotely familiar to you, Jennifer, before I develop? All right, good. And she does look, she's wearing her hair in some kind of like, I don't know, she wears it like to, she likes to put it in rolls, or it looks coiffed nicely. She's wearing a little pillbox hat in the vision that she's giving me of herself. Her lips are full. She's got a nice narrow bridge to her nose, flaring nostrils, and beautiful almond-shaped eyes. Uh, and she's slender for the most part, but does have a bigness towards the middle of the body, like the waist area, like is carrying extra weight there. I don't know if you know anyone that looks like that so far. Do you know anyone in the family that would fit that description so far? All right. Uh, she's very particular about everything in her life. She likes to examine everything very carefully, very similar to you. She says, very similar to you. The way gives you something, you always think to yourself, Jennifer, is somebody going to give me something else like that? You're always looking for signs and symbols in your world. She says it's a good thing. For some reason or other, I don't know if this is ever anything she ever literally did, but she's holding up a pair of like spectacles, like eyeglasses that would be uh, on a stick or on some kind of a holder for it. And she's looking at a piece of paper. As she says this to me about examining things, looking things over, like the way you are is the way she is. I'm going to go to, that's very symbolic, obviously, but now she's giving me more physical things. That she would have had a problem in her heart area when she transitioned. Do you know anything about her transition? Can you confirm that, please? Okay, well, she shows me the heart, so if it's not a heart, then it's lung issues, but I was just trying to tell you, she says heart issues. So that's not correct, okay, just to record. All right. Um, she says, yes, I couldn't get air into my lungs at times, but she says that was not the real issue of my transition because my heart stopped suddenly. She's insisting on this. I'm going to give you why. So she has lung issues around the time of her transition, but it's the heart that gives way. So I'll just, you may not have a way of confirming that. The heart stopped suddenly and it was no longer staying here, but she wasn't going to die of the lung issue as fast as much as the heart issue. They gave her a lot of stuff for pain towards the end of her death, like palliative care. Would you remember that? Do you know anything about palliative care, honey, for her? Okay, they gave her a lot of morphine or painkiller. And she was unable to get breath anymore, but it was also her heart that, it's primarily the heart stopped beating at that time. All right, well, there's no way to tell because she was in probably hospice or something to be giving her palliative care. She comes to you a lot at night in your dreams. She says, think of me often. She says, I'm going to come in again and give you more advice about what to do in your life. There is a special person sitting with you right now in the room that you're in. He gives you a lot of love. Okay, so is there anybody in the room with you? Okay. Is there a man in your life that gives you a lot? So if we don't use the word room, we could say life. Is there anybody in your life that's male that gives you a lot of love? Oh, okay. So I think that's what she means. She says, give him love too from me. I love him very much. Give my regards to everyone and see if you can. There's a specific recipe for cooking something. It's in the family line. And it's like something you would bake. That she's saying to you to make it or bake it or something like that. You have the recipe. Would that make sense to you, please?
Not much space, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's
Oh, okay, wonderful. So she gives you her regards, she gives you her love, and she says, thanks for looking out for me all the time. She says, I am there for you. So keep that in mind, okay, honey? I hope that was validating for you and helpful. Thank you, honey. Bye-bye. Good night, honey. Thank you. Okay, everybody, I want to say thank you so much for calling, for listening or calling in or watching or whatever the heck you did. I look forward to working with you again next Monday night. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.